Okay, so like everyone right now is out here arguing. Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, Kayshon Boot. I mean, the whole Commanders fan base is just going crazy trying to figure out who should be lining up next to Terry McLaurin this season. And look, those are all fair points. I hear you guys. But here's the thing. While everybody's been so focused on those names, there's been this trade pitch quietly going around that would just shut all of that down in one move. One player, one trade, and the WR2 debate is over. But the problem, and this is the part nobody's really stopping to think about, the price to actually get this done, it could hurt this franchise for a long time. And honestly, what really gets me is that I think Adam Peters already sees this. Like, I think that's exactly why you're not hearing a single word from the Commanders on any of these receiver situations right now. What's up, Commanders? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Commanders. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. So, the name that you guys have been waiting for and that's been going around in these trade pitches is Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars, former LSU Tiger, and yeah, Jayden Daniels' college teammate. The two of them played together at LSU in 2023 and combined for over 1,100 yards and 17 touchdowns together. They're still close friends to this day. So you already know why people are connecting the dots here. The fit on paper is honestly kind of crazy. 6'4", ridiculous speed, natural deep threat. This guy is the type of receiver that just changes how a defense has to prepare for you every single week. And the trade pitch that's been floating around has Washington sending a 2027 first-round pick plus additional picks to Jacksonville to get this done. Now, I know some of you are already nodding like, yeah, do it, just run it. But hold on, let me walk you through this properly, because there's a lot more to this than just the highlights. First thing people always say is, look, Daniels and Thomas already have chemistry. They already know each other. Why wouldn't that just work automatically? And honestly, that's a fair point. That connection is real. You can't fake what those two built at LSU. When Jayden had his best college season, Brian was right there with him. That kind of trust between a quarterback and a receiver doesn't just disappear. So yes, the chemistry argument is genuine, and I understand why fans get excited about it. But here's my thing. Chemistry alone doesn't win you football games. You still need the right pieces around them. You still need a healthy offensive line. You still need the defense to hold up. And right now, Washington is still figuring out several of those things at the same time. Now, let's talk about 2025, because some of you are probably sitting there thinking, wait, didn't Thomas have a really bad season last year? Yeah, he did. 48 catches, 707 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's not what anyone expected from him after that explosive rookie year where he put up 82 catches, 1,282 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So the obvious question is he even worth a first-round pick anymore after that kind of drop-off? And honestly, this was where I think people are not looking at it the right way. Because even in that rough 2025 season, Thomas was still averaging 14.7 yards per catch. That number did not change from his rookie year. The volume went down, the touchdowns went down, but the explosiveness, still there. What changed around him was the entire situation in Jacksonville. Bad coaching, bad quarterback play, bad team overall. Those are scheme problems, not talent problems, and scheme problems are fixable when you put a player in the right place. But okay, so if he's still talented and the chemistry with Daniels is real, why won't Jacksonville just do the deal if the price is right? And this is honestly the part that kills the dream the most for me. The Jaguars have been very clear. Their head coach, Liam Cohn, has publicly said he wants Thomas in that offense next season. Their GM has straight up called trade speculation around Thomas fraudulent. And here's why they can act that confident. Brian Thomas Jr. is on a rookie deal with cap hits of just under $4 million in 2026 and $4.6 million in 2027. Combined, that's less than $9 million over 2 years for a receiver with genuine wide receiver upside. Why on earth would Jacksonville give that away? The only way you get them serious is if you absolutely blow them away with an offer.
And that means the actual price is probably even higher than what's being projected in these trade pitches. You're not getting Thomas for one first-rounder and a late pick. Jacksonville would want more, a lot more. Which brings me to the draft capital conversation, because this is the part I really need you guys to sit with. The 2027 NFL Draft is already being talked about as a genuinely special class. Way too early mock drafts are already placing names like Arch Manning, Julian Sain, and multiple elite prospects at the very top. Now think about where Washington is right now. They already gave away their 2026 second and fourth round picks to Houston as part of the Laramie Tunsil deal. That trade was worth it, I'm not arguing that. But the point is, the Commanders are already operating without a full set of picks, and the 2027 first rounder is one of the last really valuable chips they have going forward. You give that up for one receiver, and suddenly you have no real answer if something goes wrong. No answer at cornerback, which is still a glaring need on this roster. No answer at pass rusher depth. No flexibility at all. Adam Peters has been too smart and too careful this entire offseason to just throw that away. So then the real question becomes, okay, fine, if not Brian Thomas, then who? What does Washington actually do at WR2? And look, I think the answer is already closer than people realize. Kayshon Boutte is available right now from New England. The Patriots got crowded at receiver after landing A.J. Brown, and trade calls have already come in on Boutte. Now, I know what some of you are already thinking. Didn't Boutte have some off-field stuff? Didn't he kind of disappear at LSU his last year? Yeah, all of that is true, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. There were off-field issues, there were questions about what happened his junior season, and his NFL career so far has been up and down. But here's the thing. In 2025, he caught 33 passes for 551 yards and 6 touchdowns for New England. That's not a bad player. That's a player who just needs the right situation. And the cost to get him from the Patriots would be minimal. A mid-round pick, maybe less. You're not giving up your future for Boutte. That's the whole point. And then there's Stefon Diggs, who's still just sitting there as a free agent right now. The guy literally went on TMZ, and when they asked him about playing for Washington, he said, and I'm not making this up, he said, "I'm open to everything. We'll see." Diggs just helped New England get to the AFC Championship last season. He still knows how to play football, he still knows how to win, and you can sign him without touching a single draft pick. Yeah, he comes with some baggage. Yeah, he can be difficult. But for one season on a short-term deal, you could do a lot worse than Stefon Diggs lining up next to Terry McLaurin. Now, I know somebody's going to ask, can Antonio Williams actually be something real on this roster? And honestly, I think so. He's been turning heads at OTAs already, working inside and outside with real versatility. Treylon Burks is getting comfortable, Luke McCaffrey is flashing. These guys are competing hard under David Blough, and the early signs are good. Which actually explains why Peters has been so quiet on all of this. No statements on Ayuk, nothing on Diggs, silence on Thomas. People are frustrated, I get it, but I think the silence is the strategy. He's watching the Ayuk situation play out, because Washington could potentially get him without giving up much at all. He's letting the internal guys prove themselves first. That's not confusion, that's patience. So, let me bring this home. Brian Thomas Jr. is a great player. The chemistry with Daniels is real, and I'm not going to pretend this trade makes zero sense. But giving up a 2027 first-round pick with limited draft capital, a generational class coming, and real roster needs still there, that price is just too high right now. Boutte, Diggs, let Williams develop, keep that pick. Jayden Daniels healthy in Blough's system is already scary enough for the rest of the NFC. We don't need to blow up the future to prove it.